Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Andy the Mad Tatter back with another haul video for you. I'm going to do things a little bit differently on this one, as I have literally just got back from a few of the local charity shops, piled all this stuff on a table and started making a video. So I've not researched any of these items yet, and I'm going to do a little bit of that on camera for you today, just to sort of so you can see how I price things up a little bit, how we sort of research items that we don't really know anything about, things like that. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the video, because I think it's something that could be a video in its own right. But these are the few bits and pieces I got today. We're going to be pricing up as we go along. I've already made a record of the total spend. So the total spent there was $37.48 for today. And as we go along, we'll price up each individual item that you see in front of us here and try and come to a total for the listing value. Okay, so getting into the first item. This one. Let's see if we can get this to focus, this amazing new camera. Oh yeah, it is. It does focus. You might just be able to see on the bottom there, this says Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, Lake Buena Vista, Florida. It is a Disney Resorts mug with Mickey inside there. Obviously, it's never been used for drinking out of, because it's still got the sticker on the bottom there, and that is actually quite brittle as it is. So if you were going to have used this for drinking out of, that would, without question, have been washed off. So I'd be quite happy to say that has never been used. So let's have a look and see if we can find this particular mug. So I'm just going to open up the eBay app on my other phone that I've got off screen here. If I can even remember the PIN number for it, because I've changed phones now. There we go. So first off, let's try and see if we can scan that barcode on the bottom. I very much doubt we'll be able to, because it does look like there's some of it missing. And this is really not the easiest thing in the world to do on the camera. But let's see if it picks that up. I don't think it will. Nah, no chance. No chance at all. So we're going to have to look at this from a descriptions point of view. So it's a Disney Parks. I don't really know what you'd call that style of mug, to be honest. Trying to use my phone in the viewfinder of another phone is really weird, guys. Let me just take this off screen a second and do it the quick way. So I'm just going to search for Disney Parks blue and white Mickey mug. And let's see what comes up. So we've got some results, nothing specifically looking like the one that we've got there. So it would help if I knew a bit more about mugs and I could search for it by the shape of that one. But I can't see the shape. So let's just go into the sold listings. Let's go into filter there. Let's go into filter there. There's a slight lag between what I actually do in reality and what shows up on the camera with using this phone. So it's really odd trying to do it through the viewfinder, but there we go. So sold listings. Keeps going out of focus as well, which doesn't help matters, I guess. But right, sold listings, and then we'll sort by highest price first. That's how I always search for my items. I'm clicking into settings on this phone now. I'm just going to have to do this off the screen because it's a nightmare. Right, so again, we're not seeing anything in the soles that's similar to the one that I've got there. So it's going to take a bit of further research. So if we have a look at the bottom of the mug again, yeah. If you see, let's see if we can get this to focus well enough. If you see just above my thumb there and just below the barcode, there's a number LHK1001. So we're going to try and search Disney mug LHK1001 and see if that brings anything up. Disney Parks mug LHK1001. That's too many zeros. No, and I'm not finding it again. So this is going to be something probably that's going to take a bit of research outside of eBay. I'm probably going to have to go and Google this and have a look on other selling sites and things as well. And if all else fails, I might even end up posting it in something like the Tat Chat group just to see if anybody else is familiar with this one. But for the time being, I will put that one to one side and say it's probably going to be at least 20 quid. Generally speaking, I find a lot of the Disney mugs tend to go between about 10 and 15 quid as a rule, but this one I think is a bit special. It looks really, it's really nicely rendered. all of this is raised, so all of these Mickey heads, they're all raised in the border there. It's got a bit of a Staffordshire type vibe to it, with it being the white and blue pottery as well. And then you've got Chef Mickey decal on the inside there as well, which has been glazed over. So that's it's a really nice quality mug, tapered with a little standy bit on the bottom as well. You can tell I know all the technical terms for these things, but that's going to be one to make a little bit more research on. But that's, yeah, I'm happy with what I paid for that, and I think I'll easily, at the very least, make 10 times my money back on that mug. So that's for the first item for today's little haul. That's me throwing the pen on the floor. So let's add that to the list, and we will just presume, to begin with, we'll presume 15 quid. £15 plus I've put on the list there, and then we'll weigh that up as we get towards the end. Next, sticking with the Disney theme and then moving into something a little bit different. I guess shout out and a little bit apologies to Car Boot Chris on this one from Cookie and the Haydens channel. He is very into dealing in caps, and I've never really touched them because it's not something that kind of falls into my... I don't wear caps. I wear a flat cap, like an old cloth cap. I don't wear baseball caps as such. And I'll occasionally wear sort of a beanie hat or something like that, but I'm definitely not a baseball cap person. However, I've been selling a reasonable amount of golf stuff just lately, and they had a bit of a bundle of tailor-made golf hats in one of my local charity shops. So I've got those, but I've also got this one, which was in the same bin as the tailor-made ones. It's a Euro Disney 1992 Kodak. And I think that's Skull Mountain, is it? I've never been to Disneyland, so I don't really know. But it's just a kind of standard tourist cap. It's really not that heavyweight material. It doesn't feel incredible quality, in all honesty to you. But it does seem to be a reasonably straight example. It's not too bad. The graphic on it there is quite nice. It's a little bit worn around the very edges. The brim's mostly straight. And obviously most people are going to crimp the brim anyway, I would have thought, for wearing something like this. So let's have a look for a 1992 Euro Disney Kodak hat and see if anything comes up on that one. So again, we're just going to jump into eBay. Really hard to do on the screen. Let's jump into eBay and go Disney, Euro Disney, isn't it? Yeah, Euro Disney 1992 Kodak hat. Let's see if this brings anything up. No, but the lapel pin there, same sort of motif, £3.14 with £4.40 postage from Canada. These are active listings. I always have a quick look in the active listings just to see if you're going to have any competition when listing an item, or if anybody else is selling anything similar. And if they're not, then, well, I always check the solds anyway, because that's going to be pretty much what you're most likely to be basing your prices off. I'm not seeing that, so let's change hat for cap. Ooh, cap. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. Okay, so let's just take out Kodak. Euro Disney 1992 cap. Okay, so it's something we can compare to roughly, but let's just see if there's anything else. Right, so that looks a bit more of a premium one to me, in all honesty. It looks like it's a bit embroidered. Obviously, you've got the embroidery around the vent holes there as well, and it just generally looks a lot nicer sort of quality than this one. This one, to be honest with you, strikes me as the sort of thing that you might have had on a school trip or something like that, or if there's a big group of kids and you needed to identify which was your group, that was probably more the idea of this kind of hat. The one that we've got on the on eBay here, looks much more like something you'd buy from the gift shop. It's embroidered nicely, it's two-tone, and it just altogether looks a lot, it stands up on its own as well. The actual skull part of the cap stands up on its own. So, but I personally feel that this is something a little bit different. And it might appeal to the sort of rarity value to a certain degree. So what I'm going to do with this when I price it up is probably do a comparable price to this. Although the cap itself isn't as premium, it's a little bit more unusual from what we've just seen there. It's quite difficult to find anything exactly like that. So I reckon if we said, well, that's $15.29 US. Let's just go back to the listing there. So that was $12.06 from the US with $10.64 postage. So I reckon we could probably price that at about 15 quid. We might be able to get more if I look into it a little bit deeper, but for the purposes of what we've, what we're looking at right now, I'm going to put that one down as 15 quid. I'm going to have to find my pen again. Ah, there she blows. So that's Disney mug, 15 quid. Disney cap, 15 quid. Okay, so already we're up to sort of 30 quid on return on this, and I only spent £37, so we're doing okay today. Now, these tailor-made golf hats, these are all the same style. They don't look to have been worn. There's no discoloration or anything inside them, so there'll probably be a new other item. Now, the designation new other on eBay basically means it's a brand new item that's never been worn or has never been removed, or has been removed from its original packaging but is otherwise brand new. Now, TaylorMade are quite a high-end brand in terms of golf. There's a couple of different brands that I would always look for in golfing type stuff. TaylorMade is one, Callaway would be another, Ping's actually really nice stuff anyway. The Ping clothing looks really good. Just worn casually. I like the Ping stuff, actually. I've just noticed this one's slightly different because it's got lethal on the brim. Let's see if Lethal Bizzle wants one. But yeah, so there's a couple of the black lethal ones, and then there's the red one. I actually thought these were all the same when I saw them in the shop, and they're not now I've got them out. They've all got slightly different graphics on them. So, for the sake of the video, let's just check up the price on one of them. TaylorMade, let's just go for this one for the sake of argument. So we'll go TaylorMade. There's probably a code in it somewhere. One size fits all, TaylorMade golf. I'm not seeing a code, but not to worry. So we'll go for TaylorMade 1R RBZ cap and see what comes up with that. So that's TaylorMade 1R RBZ cap. Now again, I'm not really finding anything specific there, but I might be being too specific with my search terms. Oh, there you go. Well, somebody sold 4 of them there for, well, that's a bit of a mixed lot, to be honest with you, for 12 quid. I think it's worth more than that, let's be honest. So that's another TaylorMade there, 631 from the United States. These are completed listings we're in now, so 631 with 1680 postage. So that's probably going to realistically put it at around about, again, 15 to 20 quid. I feel like I'm the £15 shop today, to be honest, but let's just see if we can find anything else more specific. So it turns out it's R1, not 1R, even though they've emphasised the... even though they put them the wrong way around and graphics. R1 RBZ cap. Let's just take out the RBZ bit. $5.99 with $2.99 postage. That's a small, medium. Go back into sold again. Now we've changed the search terms. So yeah, $5.99, $6.99, $5.99, $9.99, $16.99 brand new. I reckon, based on those sort of prices, I think realistically I could do $12.99 each on those caps quite happily. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 at $12.99 there. Let's get those on our list. TaylorMade cap. 4 times $12.99. So that's on the list. Next item. This is a Playmobil caravan. Now, I never had Playmobil as a kid. I was a Lego kid. But I can't really be bothered with Lego these days. I find it so tedious to sit and sort, especially loose Lego. I like selling completed sets and things like that because and unopened sets because they always command really good money, and they don't, you don't have any hassle of having to make sure it's all there. I made great money on one not long ago, actually. I bought a Wall-E set from one of my local charity shops for, I think it was a £5 I paid for it, and sold it within a couple of days for about 90 quid. So some of the Disney sets and the Pixar sets and things like that, they go for crazy money as well. So Lego is... There's a lot of money in Lego, but there's also a lot of time you need to invest in it if you're going to deal in loose stuff. Playmobil is a little bit less fiddly and a little bit less tedious. The pieces are a lot bigger, and it's a lot easier to just kind of find, is that literally a septic tank out of this caravan? Sorry, guys. Yeah, it blooming is. Look at that, right? So, toilet. And then underneath, you've literally got the little septic tank. Can you believe they've gone to the trouble of putting a septic tank in a kid's caravan toy? How's that? Anyway, so yeah, Playmobil, really nice quality stuff. I didn't really have a lot of experience with it as a kid, but picking it up to resell as an adult, I actually find it really great quality. It's really solidly put together, and you look at the way it actually all fastens together on these little pins, like little male and female connectors that slot together. We should be making stuff out of that in the real world, I think, because the way it just fits together, it just clicks and it's solid when it's done. It's fantastic. I'm really impressed with Playmobil, just in general. So this caravan, waffling on a little bit there again. So it's a 2013. It says on the bottom there's the model year. I don't know if that'll focus yet. 2013 Playmobil caravan. It does have a code up here as well, but I'm not sure that that actually equates to what the caravan is. I think that's possibly just a run number, because I think the Playmobil sets have numbers very similar to the Lego sets. It's usually about a 5 or 6 digit number. Other cool little features on this that I've just noticed, it's got the rigid stays on the bottom there. It's rubber tyres as well. The detail on it's fantastic for a kid's toy. I'm well impressed with it. So anyway, let's have a look at it. Let's see if we can find it. I keep looking at this and not even remembering the PIN number for this phone, because I've changed to another phone now and it's 5 digits for the PIN number, not 4, so I've had to change the PIN number completely and I can never remember what it is for the old phone. Right, Playmobil. Caravan. 2013. So there we go, we've got a new one there at $69.29. Pre-owned one at $34.07, but that looks like it's got everything with it. This one that I've bought doesn't look entirely complete, but it looks pretty good. What I'll do, I'll go online outside of this video and double check exactly what this set should have in it. We're just in the sold listings now, and we'll go highest to lowest. What we'll also do, just to filter it down a little bit more, is go into item condition used, so it filters out all of those brand new ones. So it looks like it should have an awning from these pictures on here, which I don't have. Yeah, so this isn't actually a fully complete one, but we'll still make money on it. I reckon $12.99. I know, looking at these results on here, there's a lot that are lower than that. They're kind of 10 to 15, or, well, sorry, sort of 8 to 10 even, really speaking. Some of them are quite cheap that have gone on here. So that's got nothing with it at £8 that's ended there. I think probably $12.99 will be reasonable on this, and maybe a bit more if I look into it and find I have got more of it than I thought I had. What might hold this one back a little bit is how much of a bugger they've made of putting the stickers on it. That one at the top there, for instance, that's clearly a number plate, so that should have been on the back of it. God only knows what that is at the bottom there. Way up, somebody's committing suicide out of it there. Yeah, so they've made a bit of a bugger of putting the stickers on, so I don't know what to do about that. It might be a case of just remove some of these more sort of ubiquitous ones and leave on the ones that add something to the caravan. I don't know. But yeah, so $12.99, let's say, for the sake of a price, for the sake of the list, and pick up that bit that fell out of it. There we go, so Playmobil Caravan, $12.99. Add that to the list. Sorry for shaking the camera, I'm writing on the same table that I've got the tripod set up on. $12.99. Okay, so next let's have a look at some of these other bits and bobs. So this one first. That's a Slendertone Flex, like ab trimmer type thing. It looks to be complete. I had a quick look at it in the shop and it looked like everything was there. But I was getting slightly suspicious looks from the ladies in the charity shop. I think they thought I was on the rob, as they say. So, oh, look at that, that's good. That's got some brand new sealed pads in there for it as well. So these, if you don't know, they're like an electronic belt, essentially, that you strap around your waist, and it uses electronic impulses to stimulate your muscles, and it helps to tone your muscles, and it helps to just with circulation and stuff like that in general as well. And those are some of the adhesive pads there that are unused, so that helps stick those will stick those to your body essentially, or stick them to the belt, whichever way around this particular one works. So that's good. That's got the pads in there, and that also had the little warranty card in there as well. We got the, oh, that's just telling you it's adhesive pads. We've got previous owner's bank statement or something. We'll probably get that out of there. They should have thrown that out in the charity shop, really. Yeah, full set of instructions and quick start guide. And the belt itself, which, yeah, there's a couple of the adhesive pads on the inside of it there. Take those off before I sell them, because obviously they've been used by the previous owner. You don't necessarily want to be sending them out with used pads on there, because it looks a bit grim. Although saying that, I think that's perhaps... Oh, no, we'll bin them off. They, yeah, we'll definitely get rid of those pads, but let's just see if this powers up first. No, probably needs the batteries replacing in it as well. Let's have a see. Yeah, it takes, what, 3 AAAs? Yeah, so we'll get some new batteries in those. We'll give that a test. It should be absolutely fine. And even if it's not, I've got the receipt, so I can bob it back to the charity shop and exchange it for something. Yes, I do exchange things at charity shops occasionally. I'll never refund anything at a charity shop, because I think that is a bit of a liberty, in all honesty. But certainly exchanges on things where it's not complete, or it doesn't work, or... I've even taken things back to charity shops before now when there's been a mark on something that I haven't noticed in the first instance. And they're generally very gracious about it. And as I say, I don't ever go into a charity shop and say I want a refund on this, you know? So, let's have a look at this Slendertone. And first off, what we'll do is we'll get the eBay barcode scanner up. So, we go into the eBay app again, the search field, the little camera icon there, and then scan a barcode at the bottom. And we just zap that one. No exact match found. Helpful. Let's just check the completed listings, because just because there's no exact match found in the active doesn't mean there isn't in the sold. Okay, so this is a Slendertone Flex. Is there a particular model number for it? No, it's just a Slendertone Flex. So... Oh, it has got a part number just on the bottom of the label here, so if we don't have any luck searching for it just by name, we'll try the part number as well. So let's go Slendertone. Helps if you can spell. Oh my word, look at the state of my typing. It's amazing when you change phones how different one keyboard is to another, even though they're both Android phones. So Slendertone Flex, new and unused. 25 quid sold for there. We're in the solds already. We'll just sort those by highest to lowest, and we'll take out the new stuff. So we'll go into used. Oh, look at that, 58 quid. That looks like it's got a bit more to it though. Ah, yeah, that's like the shorts type one, isn't it? So we just want the belt. 41 quid. That's looking more like the sort of one that we've got with that type of packaging. So that's 40. I reckon we can get 35 to 40 quid for this all day, guys. I don't see any reason why not at all looking at this. We'll take better pictures than a lot of these people have as well. And use some better keywords and things. $39.99 there, that's a really nice listing. Nicely presented. I don't know whose that is, but that's a really nicely presented listing. Nice photographs on there. $33.95. I'm going to put 35 quid on our list here, guys, just for the sake of a price. So that's a nice little buy there. Slendertone, 35 pound. £35. Right. Staying with that similar sort of therapy and I guess self-betterment, is that what I'm thinking of? I don't really know what the word is I'm thinking of here, guys. It's probably a really simple term. You know what I'm like for not actually remembering simple terms. But essentially, it's a foot spa. It's a heated foot spa, massaging, does all the gear. This, when I looked at it in the shop, it looks like it's never been used. I opened the box up, and I could see, come here, Let's try not to wreck everything. I see the cable there's... Oh, yeah, no, maybe that's not the original wrapping on the cable, actually. Well, it's got a Caribbean Breeze CD in it as well, so that's a nice little bonus for somebody if you like Caribbean music. It's new and sealed. That might be worth scanning on its own, you never know, it might be something worth looking at. But yeah, that's the foot spa. Maybe it has been used, I don't know. Saying that, it's still got all of the gear on the plug as well, and people don't normally go to that trouble, so it's maybe been unpackaged and somebody's thought about using it and then never used it. Either way, it's in good nick. It doesn't look like it's been used, but I certainly won't be selling it as new. Those are some, look like some sort of massaging attachments. They're definitely factory sealed. They've never been out of the packet. So, oh yeah, they look like they fit into these bits here, so you can kind of roll your feet over them, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's an interesting little thing. These things are reasonably popular as well, I think. Those and the circulation boosters are another good one. So let's have a look at this. It's HoMedics, so it's a pretty decent brand. It's not by any means like a massively top-end brand or anything, but it's reasonably good. So let's just see. Let's try the barcode first. Stuff like this you'll generally find you can probably get the barcode up on. Yeah, there we go. No exact matches found, but then it brings up an exact match. Oh, that's because it's international. 1577 with 3055 post from the US. That's an active listing. So let's go into the solds again and see if there's anything in there. Probably start by marking them sold, it'd be helpful. 39.43 brand new, best offer from the United States. I don't know, guys, I reckon we could pull 30 quid for this. There's not too many of them on there. Let's just try HoMedics Soul Therapy with Heat. It's the ST2. So let's just search for that without going off the barcode. Sometimes if you search these things without the barcode, you get a bit more, you get a few more results. So it was HoMedics ST2 foot spa. £8, that's not the one that we've sold, that's not the one that we've got. Let's just sort these by highest. Oh, they are sorted by highest, even though, weird. £19, let's say 25 quid, what do you reckon? I think 25 quid's reasonable. There's nothing really on there that's exactly the same. Still incompleted, let's just see what's in the active. Yeah, I'm going to give 20. Yeah, there's one very similar sort of looking, similar style of thing there for 25 quid. Best offer, new other. Yeah, I think 25 quid's reasonable, so I'm going to put that down for the sake of our list. But it might end up being a little bit less. It might end up being a little bit more when I actually come to list it. So this is all very, very sort of early stage research. This is just me. This is what I always do with any haul or any stuff that I buy. I basically do a very quick run through everything and make sure that I've not dropped a massive clanger. Then when it comes to actually listing the items, that's when I'll start looking in more detail for specifics on them. So let's go for the foot spa, and we'll say 25. And then just for a little bit of fun, because it was in the box anyway, let's just see if this CD's worth anything. It is sealed in cellophane, in fact factory sealed. Oh, this phone. How many times am I going to put a pin number in wrong? Right, there we go. Let's try this. Oh, look at that, pre-owned, $4.99, $187. I might even sell this CD for a £5, you know. Who'd have thought? Free. Do you know what? That might even be worth a £5. Just looking at some of the solds on there. Well, I say some of the solds, there's not that many on there. But that's 383, 302 with 235. That's pre-owned. What else did I just find? Oh man, this camera does not like focusing. Come on. Come on. There we go. $4.99 pre-owned, free postage from Germany. That's granted, that's not a sold listing, but mine's sealed in the polythene still. So that might be a nice little cheeky bonus for that foot spa, guys. So I'm going to add that to the list. CD. £5. Happy days. Next items, you can see the big Monopoly Cluedo sort of premium board game there. I'll go into that one last. I'm going to go through these three little items on the right here first. I've bought these. These are my let's buy an item that I don't really know anything about and have a go at it. So this is going to take a reasonable amount of research to make sure that I'm talking about this in my eBay listings accurately and that I'm describing things properly. But from a quick research of it in the shop, this is a book of Chinese paper cuts. And it's all of the birth signs in Chinese astrology, so the year of the rat, the year of the ox, the year of the tiger, the dragon, and so on. Ooh, that one's peeled down a little bit there, but that probably just needs a little dot of glue on it just to seal it back up. Oh, as is that one. So then you got the year of the horse. Or maybe they're meant to be like that. Yeah, I think they're meant to be like that, actually, looking at it, because they're only stuck at one end anyway. Yeah, definitely, because that's only stuck at one end as well. So, yeah, so that's got all of the Chinese zodiac signs in there on a really fine paper cut. So, yeah, you're meant to be able to remove those, so that needs to be, need to be a bit careful with that. Really nice quality, Gaomi paper cut. So I had a look in the shop really quickly because I couldn't find anything off the barcode on this. So I went into Gaomi paper cut. And you see there, that's exactly what we've got, $39.99. 23.65, 23.65. These are internationals, so these have got high postage on them. So I think that $39.99 that somebody's got one for sale for there, that's probably going to be pretty reasonable. Let's just check the solds. I don't remember there being anything in there when I looked earlier. Again, trying to do this through the viewfinder, so bear with me. Die sets for paper cutting. So yeah, there's no exact matches for similar items or anything like that. So I think that $39.99 listing there that's up, that is exactly the same thing. I think I'll go with that sort of price. What did they have? Did they have $39.99 with free postage? $39.99 with $4.95 postage, so I'll probably go like $44.99 with free postage, even though it's fundamentally the same thing. The free post aspect of it, I think, does appeal to some people, so I can still sell it for effectively the same money as the other person's selling it for, just make it look that little bit more appealing to the buyer. So that was a cool little set, and it comes, I guess, with its original bag as well from where it was purchased. I think it's most likely just going to be a tourist thing, but it's a really nice quality tourist thing, and there's a lot of love, quite rightly, for sort of Chinese and Oriental art in general. So I think it will find a buyer that, and it'll be quite appealing. So for the sake of our list, let's put down 40 quid. That's the Gaomi paper cut. £40. Next on our little sort of Asian adventure, if you like. This is... Now this I really didn't look up in the shop. I gave it a very quick Google to Wei Fang. And Wei Fang, from what I could tell, is a company or possibly... Oh, there you go. It's an ancient city. So it's a city where they're famous for kites, as far as I can tell. Kites are very culturally important in Chinese sort of history and traditions. So they have a lot of very ornate and decorative kites. And this is clearly a scaled down model of one of what I assume to be their kites in a nice ornamental box frame with the maker's, what I presume to be the maker's mark inside as well. It's quite a nice looking thing and quite, like I say, very nicely put together and nicely presented. So let's see if we can find any more information about it on eBay, given that I had very limited time to look it up in the shop. So that's Wei Fang. kite. Let's start there. Weifang kite. Some Mercedes parts. Don't really know what that's got to do with kites, but there we go. Ours is not the reason why. Let's check the completes. And again, just Mercedes bits. So let's see if we can find anything. Just searching Weifang. Weifang. Oh, here we go. There's a few more results here. So we've got Weifang mini gift kites. That's kind of what we've got. Only ours is framed and stuff. So let's just see. Yeah, this is very similar to what we've got, except ours is much more nicely presented. In fact, I think that's pretty much the exact design we've got there. I remember that intense face on the bird. So yeah, that's $9.99. It's not a massive amount of money, but like I say, this is a little bit more nicely presented in the box and everything. So I think that does add something to it. So I think we could probably go for about, should we say another $12.99? I think that's reasonable. Kite. $12.99. And the last one from our little Asian Oriental type section. Now this is definite tourist stuff. However, I went for it because it was just that little bit older than some of the other stuff that you tend to see. So this is, let's get this in focus. Artistic object, precious metal, pigments may be toxic, do not use for eating. This is 1987. Focus. See if I can make this. There we go. 1987 Imperial Jingdezhen porcelain. Jingzhen, maybe? Jingdezhen? I don't really know pronunciations on these things. And it shows sort of a geisha type lady there in the very traditional Oriental art style, and she's got what looks to be some tea or something in there. So this is very, very touristy kind of motifs to it. I can't get this camera to focus on stuff. I might have to turn the autofocus off for future videos because it just drives me mad. So there we go. It's quite nicely done. It certainly is not hand painted, it's transfer painted, so they apply the transfer to the plate first and then go and paint the details in afterwards. So it's not hand painted from the ground up, but it's still reasonably nicely done. There's no chips or anything out of it. So let's have a look and see if we can find anything similar. What did we say? Well, whoa, we nearly juggled it then, guys. Imperial Jingzhen porcelain. So let's have a look. I'm just going to do this really quickly off camera because I'm holding this plate in one hand and you saw me just trying to juggle it with two there. 1987 Jingdezhen. Oh, there we go. Found our exact one actually, and quite a few examples of it in various different prices. So this is going to be one of those things. Let's just show you. So I just literally searched for 1987 Jingzhen, and when this focuses again, there we go. So Imperial Jingzhen porcelain plate, and I'm really sorry for butchering the pronunciation. I try with pronunciations and yeah, I'm just not very good at it. So you see the prices are all over the map on this. These are the active listings. So $12.99, $22.99. This is kind of the price that I was expecting, in all honesty, 25-ish quid. There's one there at $49.99, which has all the box and everything, which we've got here. So that might mean it's something a little bit more than I think. But then again, we've got a $12.99 in the box as well. So the prices really are all over the place in terms of the active listings. So this is one where we really are going to have a look at sold to see what and if any of these have sold at all. So there's a full set there of 101, a full set at 102. 1972 with 1893 postage from the US. These are complete listings now. 1968, 1577. Yeah, so I think, I mean, like I say, I always aim to be in that upper third of prices. So if we go back into the into the search there, and we'll sort the actives by highest to lowest. So 35, 49, 55, wow. These are all internationals, of course, as well, so they've got a premium on them for that and a very high postage rate on there. I don't know, maybe we can go a little bit more on this. It might be worth trying 30 quid on this, you know. Just see, we can always bring it down. 25.99 there, that's the same one. Yeah, I'm happy at 25 quid on it for what I paid for it. So I'll add it onto our list at £25 for the sake of the video. And if anything changes in the meantime, you will of course find out in sales roundup video. Focus back on there now. There we go. I think the thing with this camera, I think I've got to literally touch it every time I want it to focus on something. So maybe it's not autofocus, it's the problem. Maybe it's the lack of autofocus that's the problem. Lastly then, add that one to the list. What did we say? 25 quid, didn't we? So, Imperial plate. £25. And then lastly for today is this beast. So you've got the Monopoly board, which flips over. You've got the Cluedo board on the other side. In the drawers here, you've got dominoes, chess, checkers, playing cards, dominoes and cribbage. I haven't checked this to see if it's all there. I was guilty of not doing that in this instance because the shop that I got it from is generally pretty reliable. And I know for a fact that they will take it back off me if it turns out that it's not complete anyway. So let's just have a really quick cursory glance and see what this looks like and see if everything's in it. I think I've just taken it out of the box the wrong way up, which is helpful. Yep. I'll flip her over. Ooh, she's a beauty. Ooh, she's a beauty. So, you've got your Monopoly board on that side. Just a nice traditional Monopoly board, nothing too special apart from the fact that it's mounted on this wooden board. Then you've got your Cluedo, which is a more modernised, sort of more detailed, stylised board. Then, ooh, initial feeling, guys, is this is all here. I am going to go and double check it all properly off camera, but I have a really good feeling about this already. Just looking at the number of spaces in this top tray versus the amount of stuff that's actually in it. Yeah, we've got the chessboard underneath as well. And then you've got these little drawers on the edge. Oh, look at the chess pieces. They're lovely. You know me and a chess set. This is a really nice little chess pieces, actually. They're quite weighty. They're clearly metal. Ooh, yeah. I am happy with this one, guys. A lot happier with it than I even was in the shop, and I was pretty happy with it when I picked it up, to be honest. What's that? Oh, it's just a list of prices that we've been working on. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have a good look through this and make sure it's all there. But as I say, early indications, I'm pretty confident. All the little Monopoly houses and hotels, they're all wooden as well on this one. Pass. Oh, that'll be for this little number, which I'm guessing is bridge, is it? Is that a bridge scoreboard? I think it is, isn't it? I've never really played bridge, but I think it's for bridge, that. So yeah, that's quite cool. Let's look at some prices. So I know we've got the barcode on the box to go off. Always start with the barcode on the box if you've got it. Where did I put the other phone? There she blows. Just 93 million attempts at trying to unlock this phone again now. It's amazing muscle memory, isn't it? Right, let's just zap the barcode on this one first. Oh, look at that. So, only listing matched there is $99.95. That is a brand new one, though. Although, looking at his pictures, is it brand new? Let's have a see. Yeah, look at that. Can we zoom this in any? That looks about as brand new as the one I've got in front of me here, guys. Look at that. The box is all chewed up at the top. Big watermark on it there. So, and that is definitely advertised. Let's just go back. That is definitely advertised as a new listing. Yeah, brand new, look. Brand new. So he's lying. Anyway, but let's just check the solds, because the actives don't always tell the full story. So sold items, no exact matches found. Interesting. Something like this, you'd expect there to be a bit of stuff on there. So I'm just going to search Monopoly and Cluedo. I've searched Monopoly and Cluedo wooden set there. So £32. These are sold listings, £32, that was on bids. I never really take the prices of auction items into consideration too much, for a number of reasons really. One, auction items, I find a lot of the time people using auctions, this isn't the case always, but you find a lot of the time that people using auctions are people that think that's how eBay still works. So they're not necessarily going to be the most experienced users of eBay, and they're not necessarily going to be using the best keywords, the best photographs. They might not even be listing in the right category. So if auctions is all you've got to go off, then absolutely, you know, use the auction prices, but don't take too much heed of them. And also look at the number of bids on an auction listing as well. So for instance, this one underneath here has got 17 bids on it, and the one above's only got 4. So the difference of 12 bids there has got another 23 quid on the price, 24 quid on the price. So that 56 isn't a bad shout. Let's just see in these other... Oh man, focus. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at the settings on this camera because it's all over the shop. But £83 there. What's that one? Oh, that's two separate ones. So I think for this, I think we could maybe go to 70 quid, in all honesty, because your man there on the active listings, he's got one at 99, which he's saying is new, but obviously isn't. I'm not going to be that cheeky and try and say that mine's new and get 100 quid for it, so I think we could go for 70 quid for that quite happily. Whack a fair bit on it for the post as well, because it's really heavy, being all solid wood. I would say this weighs at least 4 kilos just on its own. So it's a weighty piece, certainly. So if we say Monopoly, we'll go for 70 quid for the sake of argument. So we've got all of our list of the bits and pieces there that we've worked through today. So let's add these up as we go along. Yeah, and I know you can see my PIN number on the screen there, guys. This is my old phone. I don't use it for actual work anymore. It just sits in a drawer and is my backup for doing things like this on videos. Let's get all my mucky fingerprints off the screen. And let's get back into that calculator. So we've got a 15, which like I say might be more on that Disney mug by the time I've researched it. Another 15, $12.99. A $12.99, a $12.99, and a $12.99. That's the tailor-made caps. Then we've got 35. We've got 5. A little bonus on the CD there. 40. We've got $12.99. We've got a 25, and we've got a 70. So total there, listing value, $269.86, which if we knock off our $37.48 that we spent, that gives us a total of $232.38 profit. Now obviously there's going to be fees and stuff to come off that, potentially some shipping and whatnot. Oh look, there's my head. Hello. Potentially some fees and whatnot. Well, there's definitely going to be some fees, potentially some shipping, depending on whether I charge free post on anything. But on the surface of it, $232.38 profit on a $37.48 spend is not half bad. So that was just a little video for today, guys, which I've just realised is actually an hour long in itself. So I don't really do short videos, apparently. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's been a bit of an impromptu one off the cuff, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your likes, shares, comments, etc. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, give it a thumbs down, but please don't just thumb and run. I do want to know what you liked and what you didn't, so I can make things better if you don't like stuff, and I can carry on doing the stuff that you do like. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day. It's been great speaking to you again, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.